What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And this is my rambling series, it's my vlogging series, in which I just kind of talk about life, the universe, things around us, things that are particularly interesting to me. This is where I'll talk about anything going on in my life. I'll talk about what's going on the internet. I'm talking about the world in general. It's a very personal video. If you're not into that kind of thing, as usual, I'll actively discourage you from watching it because that's definitely what I'm going to do here. So first off, let me talk a little bit about the fact that the last 2 weeks I have pretty much stopped using social media, or at least I have changed the way that I do social media, because we all have to admit the way I was using social media was a very unhealthy cycle. It's something that I've really been doing for the last couple of years. It got worse and worse and worse every single day. So I decided I finally needed to put some distance between me and the rest of the internet. It's pretty obvious as to why that was necessary. I went fucking crazy. For like the 10th time in 2 years. Like, wow, like Fousey level of crazy. So for the last couple of weeks, I barely touched Twitter, and I think that's the best thing moving forward because there's so much negativity on Twitter. It really does affect me as a person, not just like personal negativity coming towards me, because that's going to be on any platform, but there's negativity about the world in general. Like everybody on Twitter is mad all the time about everything. I find it difficult on my feed to find anything positive on Twitter. So every time I go there, it's just a bad place to be. Still using Instagram though. If you want to follow me there at realboogie2988, I mostly upload pictures of my dog, travel pictures, funny memes, things like that. Memes, not necessarily funny memes, but memes that strike me closely. So you can find that there. I'm also on TikTok at realboogie298, and I'm creating content there a couple times a day. I actually really like TikTok. I mean, I don't know about you, but I personally downloaded it as a joke when all of the hate started happening. But then I've actually started using it and making friends with content creators like The Wandering Wind and doing reply videos and doing response videos. It's a fun place to make short form content. So I'm probably going to be using TikTok a lot more moving forward. Though fair warning, if you do go check my TikTok, it is some low effort cringy content because that's what TikTok is. And I am embracing it there. Then when it comes to YouTube, I realized I had a pretty major problem. I was creating YouTube videos as a career, like a job, and not doing it because it was fun, not doing it because it was interesting, not doing it because it was fun to watch. I was just doing it for the wrong reason. So over the past couple of weeks, I've kind of tried to make a conscious decision about how I'm making YouTube and what I'm going to make on YouTube. And instead of talking about what I'm going to do, let me show you what I have done since then. There was this video that was a lot of fun to film. Getting a real job, quitting YouTube in 2020. I had worked on this for a couple of weeks, just had some pretty good ideas, put in some pretty good jokes in here. We've got a sponsor for the video, and this video did exceptionally well. It was a lot of fun to film. People seemed to mostly like it, and I certainly enjoyed filming it. But what I enjoyed about it more than anything was that it was different, that it was just fun, that it was unusual, and I was doing it for the right reasons. Even if it had a sponsor, the right reason was because it was funny and creative and it was fun to film. Then there's this video that went up, which I guess people really are not responding positively to, but I had this Burger Time arcade cabinet from Arcade 1UP, and instead of just doing the normal review that nobody seems particularly interested in watching, I decided to get a little bit creative with it by buying like a bunch of burgers and making my friends eat a bunch of burgers as we played the game. And this video, again, was really fun to create. It was really fun. I mean, we laughed our asses off. You should see the behind the scenes of this video. But yeah, probably not my best work, but I'm still kind of proud of it. Now, looking back at the video today, I get why people don't like it. They don't want to associate me with burgers at all. They want me to lose weight. They don't want to see people wasting food. The editing and some of the lines, stuff wasn't as good. It definitely could have been tighter, could have been cleaner, it could have been a better video. But I'm still proud of it because it was fun to film. Me and my friends had fun. I laughed my ass off editing it. And even if only half the people who watch it like it, you got to make content for the people who like what you're creating. You can't make content for the people who don't like it. So that's kind of where I'm at when it's stuff. I liked filming it, and some people will like watching it. So I'm going to do it. Finally, this week, I'm getting back to traveling. I've got some videos prepped for the travel channel. I've just been waiting for like CPMs to go back up before I upload them. I have like a video left over from LA, maybe two. I've got 2 or 3 left over from Gatlinburg. This is all stuff that I'll edit and I'll put on the travel channel probably towards the end of February, beginning of March. And then I'm leaving next week to go somewhere cool and to film some stuff. If you want to see where I am, you'll see previews of that while I'm on TikTok, on Instagram, probably not Twitter though. So, but you get an idea of where I'm at, and then eventually that travel content will be there. And I'm hoping I can come up with something weird and unusual to film for the main channel as well. Let's talk about the content that I'm not making right now. Obviously, I haven't really been putting much personal stuff online. And I think it's a big part because people don't want to hear about that stuff anymore. Nobody wants to hear about my problems. They don't want to hear about my mental health, my physical health, because you guys are dealing with your own issues. You're dealing with your own problems. So why do you want to hear about mine, right? I think what you guys want to hear from me and what you guys want to see from me is actual content, interesting content, funny stuff, weird stuff, gaming stuff, whatever it is. I think you guys are just tired of listening to me, one of the most privileged people on the planet, complaining about the things in his life that aren't perfect. So that's something I don't want to put on you guys anymore. And more importantly, I do think it's really important that I create a barrier between YouTube, the internet, and myself. I mean, everybody's told me that a million times, but I'm finally beginning to see it. Over the last couple of weeks, I haven't really talked about the stuff that I've been doing. I haven't really been talking about what I've chosen to do in my free time, and I've mostly had free time. So I think it's important to keep a good chunk of my life to myself, and I think that's going to help me recover. So that's what I plan to do moving forward. If I'm going to put it on the internet, it's probably going to be fun. It's probably going to be interesting. It might be cringy and weird because I love that sense of humor. But as for complaining about this or complaining about that, done with it. I just don't want to do it. At least I haven't done it for a couple of weeks. Hopefully, I'll continue not doing it. I haven't been talking about gaming news, but there's really not been a lot to talk about. I just don't really have a desire to talk about some of the things that have been out there. When there is something out there that I feel like I should talk about, something that I do want to talk about, I think you can expect like gaming news, gaming drama, gaming information, talking about my personal reviews and other people's reviews. I think you're going to start seeing that on the channel again as well, but hopefully with more editing, with more like comedy, more just interesting. I want to make it interesting because that market is so saturated right now. If you want to watch somebody hate video games and the things that are going on around it, you can watch somebody like Jim Sterling, who's just filled with vitriol these days. You can, if you want to see people making fun of SJWs and when it comes to gaming, you can watch The Quartering. And if you want to get fair and balanced news, you can watch Young Ye. I can never remember how to pronounce his name. So honestly, there's plenty of people doing that better than me, so I don't really feel the need to do that. When I do feel the need, when I find an interesting topic, when I find something I want to talk about, or I find a creative way to talk about it, that's when you expect more of that. For example, this video, I actually really enjoyed making this video. It's me reacting to other people's reviews, and it's a way to talk about a game and give my own opinions while also looking at what other people who are defending or attacking the game have to say. And these reviews are just absolutely hilarious. They're a lot of fun to read. They're a lot of fun to make fun of. So I plan to do this with newer games like Animal Crossing and Cyberpunk just because it's fun. I mean, it's fun to film. But that's kind of my approach to YouTube right now. As I pull away from the internet and as I focus on having a private life and doing private things, this allows me to change the way I'm making content and make sure that when I do make content, it's fun and it's interesting and I enjoy filming it and not necessarily worrying about anything like money or the bottom line or the number of views. Just worry about enjoying myself making it. And hopefully the people who will enjoy watching that kind of content will find it. I know I'll lose a lot of people in the process, but I mean, right now with the commentary community, like looking at everything I've ever done and people hate watching and stuff like that, that's just going to happen anyway. So there's not much I can do about that. And there's definitely nothing I can do to change it. Lord knows I've tried. So you just got to let those people do what they want to do and try to be the best version of yourself. And that for me is going to include backing away from the internet and doing my job in a purely fun way. So that's what I plan to do moving forward. So I guess this video is for the folks who've chosen to stick around and continue to root for me and continue to want to watch my content and my recovery. This is the next step for that, and we're in it. I mean, I've been in it for a couple of weeks, and I'm hoping to continue to see how it affects the channel. But if you're the person who's ever donated on a live stream, if you've ever donated to the Patreon, if you've ever watched an advertisement while watching one of my videos, or you've just watched multiple videos, or even if this is your first one and you like it, know that I'm doing all this for myself, but I'm also doing it for you. I want to get better. I want to show you me getting better. And the way that I have to do that moving forward is to stop complaining, to stop telling you what I'm going to do, and then just show you me doing it. That's what the last couple of weeks have been. I hope you've enjoyed it. I really have. I've had some adventures in the last couple of weeks. I kind of hate that I can't put that on the internet. I kind of hate that I can't share that stuff with you. Because some of it's just been bizarre and wild and nuts. And a year ago, that's the exact kind of stuff I would want to share with you guys. I would want to share you the lows and the highs and everything in between. But the world's changing. I'm changing. I guess we got to change with it. maybe one day I'll be able to talk about this stuff, but probably definitely not right now. So just know, just know whatever it is you think I'm doing, I'm pretty much doing something completely different from that. It's just woo weird. So for those of you who still enjoy these rambling videos, I promise you a rambling video, and here is one. Things are decent. Things are better than they've been for a really long time. And even though the state of this and that, and there's plenty of things I could complain about, because Lord knows, if I was handed a $100 bill, I would complain that it was wrinkled. I'm a complainer for sure, but honestly, there's not a lot to complain about, and it's definitely not worth burdening you guys with it. So I'm gonna go concentrate on the fun stuff. Here you go. Guys, thanks for watching the video. If you like this video and you made it all the way to the end, we're going to give you a secret word. And the secret word, we haven't done this in years, is going to be Sammy, S-A-M-M-Y. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, type the word Sammy into your comment or use it in some positive way so that we'll know that you have watched this video in its entirety. Guys, as always, thank you for watching. I love you very much, and we will speak with you again soon.